everybody. I got on this different bubble. I think I got on like a square today. Make sure I'm in the center. How is everyone doing? It is time for the Ready to Love review. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I have an excuse, but I feel like y'all tired of hearing it. I'm just at a very busy time. Work is really kicking my behind. This weekend, I worked the whole weekend. I brought my computer home and it was just work. And so I'm just catching up on my reviews today. I said I'll at least have on a nice outfit. I'm coming straight home from work. I said I'll have on a nice outfit. I did not put on any glam today. It is what it is. And we're about to catch up on these lives. That's what we're about to do. I feel like I'm kind of close. Do I like this bubble? I think I like this circle better. I'm going to stick with the circle. But anyway, let's get into the latest episode of Ready to Love. Now, the last time I tried to review Ready to Love, it was a thunderstorm here in Memphis. My Wi-Fi was shaky. I think before I got to the first elimination, the Wi-Fi went out, so I said I would come back to it. So we're going to touch on the last two people eliminated, which was Wayne, True, and then we're going to get into this episode. A couple of talking points there. Now I feel center. Yes. A couple of talking points, then we're going to let Ready to Love go. I tried to catch Kamisha's panel. You all know Kamisha Reviews. She does the Ready to Love panel every Saturday. I think she just sent me a message today that there will be Saturday nights for a few weeks. So I think I can do Saturday nights because I should be seated in the house. I'm just always up on the move because this Saturday I got my hair and my nail appointment. So if it's going to be Saturday afternoon, I won't be there, but I should be home by Saturday night. But anyway, y'all, let's just jump straight to Wayne. So that's where we left off on the last review. Wayne is the one with the dreads and the bangs. I'm not attracted to the dreaded bangs, but I'm sure somebody else is. Was he the right? Let me tell y'all something. Every season of Ready to Love, we read down on the men. None of them seem to be ready to love. And then we got a cast full of women fighting over the two or three that might be serious. That's how I feel this season. Like it's a couple of people that we need to go ahead and get up out the way. Wayne was one of them, but it's still at least 3 to 4 more. So it's whatever. Wayne's issue was he would get the girl's phone number like, oh, I like you, let's exchange numbers. But then he wouldn't call. He wouldn't text. So it's like, you like me, you want to get to know me, but I guess we're going to just get to know each other through the atmosphere. What they call that telepathically. We're going to get to, like we aren't going to communicate. I got it. Wayne says something really weird about how he dates. Like he doesn't have time to date. And he could see somebody one day, then he can go 7 days without speaking to them again. And then out of obligation, he'll reach out to them on that 7th day and say, hey, what's up? No, that sounds like booty calls to me. That sounds like he want to get some and he'll get it. Then he off minding his business. But I might want to get some again. So let me hit her up and be like, hey, what's up? It sounds like some booty calls to me. And it just brings me back to that TikTok. He don't call you. He don't want you. He don't text you. He don't want you. You don't spend times on holidays. You ain't met none of his family. He probably got another one. Like that's what Wayne gives. So I feel like if he wouldn't have said that second part about the every 7 days he checks in out of obligation, I would have said maybe he's just a bad communicator and that's something y'all could probably work out if he really likes you. But he seemed like he there for the booty calls, and so go ahead and get him off. But it's still a few more. It's a couple more that can go ahead and follow him. Anyway, in the next episode, True went home. True was the lady who they said sound like a LinkedIn interview. True had an issue with Naeem, however you say his name. Naeem felt like True gave him a Google Docs number, and y'all know the Gen X and me, nothing about no number. I don't know how you go find a fake number on the Google and give and give it to somebody. The Gen X and me ain't. I don't know nothing about that. But it sounds like she done found a number on the internet and gave it to him, and I guess it links to her Google email. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. He was talking about green bubbles and blue bubbles. I always thought the blue bubble meant you had an iPhone. Both people have iPhones. And if you get a green bubble, somebody got an Android or some other than an iPhone. That's as far as my knowledge go with them bubbles. But anyway, she gave him a Google number, whatever. It kind of goes back to she don't give you her real number. She don't want you. Like, Naeem, why you tripping? Naeem, don't nobody want you. Can I just say that before we get into True? Naeem, nobody wants you. And it's not that you aren't a very handsome gentleman. You own your own business. I'm sure you have 85% of your shit together. But nobody wants to put up with 5 kids, 3 baby mamas, and at least one of them got some baby mama drama that you have admitted to. Nobody wants 5 kids, 3 baby mamas with 0 baby mama drama. It's bad enough. Don't nobody want to deal with that. But you know, through one of them got some drama too. Naeem, everybody is just there looking at you, but nobody wants you. I don't know why he's still here, but we gonna pick apart every other man, and y'all gonna be stuck with the 5 kids and 3 baby mamas, I guess. But I don't think a woman on this show yet has shown interest in Naeem after he stated he got 3 baby mamas and 5 kids. And then what took me out about him, one episode, he was like, I hate to see a single mother. I feel bad for single mothers. Sir, you created 3 single mothers. You are a part of 3 women becoming single mothers. Like, throw him away. Please, ladies, I'd rather y'all fool around with the rest. Y'all could have kept the dread, the bangs, the banging for an extra week and threw him away. But y'all want to keep playing with Naeem. This is what you get. So Naeem was like, I did call you. I did text you. You text me back 3 question marks. And I was waiting for the question. True is a mess. I just wish she would have said, sir, I'm not interested, and not gave him your number, because True, just based on what we've seen that True is looking for, like, she's looking for somebody with their shit together. And Naeem ain't it. I wish you would have just told that man you're not interested and moved along. But everybody on this show want to play the game of, well, you can have my number and we can have a little connection so you can vote for me in the lounge, instead of being honest with like, nah, ain't nobody here for me, Tommy. Let me go ahead and go home. But I was on Kamisha's panel. My glasses is a little bit foggy. I was on Kamisha's panel long enough, and I ain't gonna remember their name. I'm gonna say their name wrong, so I ain't gonna say it. One of the panel members that was a previous cast member of the show stated that they get paid like per diem. Like most shows, you get a per diem for every week you be on the show, and if you make it all the way to the end, they were like, that per diem could be a total of around $7,000. I could pay off a couple of credit cards for $7,000. I could do some things. I can do some things, but then that's $7,000 before taxes. I'm just trying to decide if that's enough money for me to play the fool on TV for these men that ain't about shit. I don't know if that's enough money for me. Cause I mean, I could work and come up with $7,000. And I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's enough money for me to embarrass myself on TV for these men. But for some people, it might be. I feel like it's not a lot of money. I mean, but people want their time on air, their camera moments. I get it. I don't think it's worth it for me though. But moving on, because this ain't about me. True went home because ain't nobody care about True. Moving on, let's get to today's episode. I just want to backtrack a little bit to make that feel like a completion. Today we're at Tommy's block party. We got to see Tommy's wife again. I think his wife is really sweet and a very beautiful lady. I'm happy when she does the show. I wish she could speak more because Tommy is always giving. I'm not a fan of how Tommy and Steve Harvey give advice in dating. It's very backwards for me. I'm a very forward, independent type of woman, feminist. I that backwards type of thinking of leaning into your feminine for your man and all that kind of stuff. It's not me at times, but it's not how I caught my husband at all. Like, I'm more on the intellectual side of it, and I kind of feel like Tommy gives old-fashioned advice on how he thinks a woman should be for a man and how a man should be for a woman, but a lot of these men don't stand in the position that Tommy gives the advice for a woman to cater to that man, if that makes sense. So I really don't like, I guess I'm saying this to say I don't like Tommy's advice. I'm very curious of what his wife would say to the women and then let Tommy just speak to the men. But I'm assuming that if Tommy has this way of thinking of marriage and relationships, and this is his wife, his partner, that she's probably fits the bill of the advice he's giving to others. And like I tell other people, to each their own. If everyone was alike, everyone would have the same type of man and type of relationship. That everyone is created differently. So what works for you works for you. I will not judge. It just doesn't work for me. But anyway, the block party looked cute. I saw on Twitter, y'all tired of these people hanging out outside. I like a good block party. I grew up on block parties, especially at my grandmother's house in Chicago. They would shut the block down and pull all the inflatables out, the DJs, people in the neighborhood would cook, the vendors, and you would just have a great time. So I love a good block party. We saw a couple of connections. Fitz, I think it's Fitz and Andrea, the girl who always got her boobs out. And girl, you can't dress to save your life. Your body is so amazing. People pay good money to have a body like that, girl. And you can't figure out how to put clothes on it to save your life. Her outfit looked a fool at this block party, but whatever. They kissed in the mouth a little bit. Coley and Eddie had a connection, but Eddie didn't want to kiss Coley at the block party because Coley, you were trying too hard, ma'am. You were trying too hard. On Kamisha's panel, they say you were marking your territory, and I 100% agree. You wanted to kiss that man in the mouth in front of all them women so them women could be like, oh, that's what Eddie doing? Let me fall back. And it didn't work. And he was like, I'm not ready to claim you. I still got Angie over here that I'm looking at. And I think Eddie likes Tay. It's a couple of people that Eddie is still, no, Eddie likes Deanna, the firefighter, too. So he's not ready to commit to you. Hell, Coley, your ass might be going home. We're going to get to that at the end of this. I'm mad that it's the men's week again and they get to eliminate 2 women. They could have eliminated 1, but whatever. So, Coley, she didn't get it with her man. Now Rocky is sitting with Naeem. Is it Naeem? And Rocky realizes I need to pick it up. You know, I need to get a man a little I need to show them that I really want to date them and I don't want to be one of the homies. And she's a poet and she starts reading this erotic poetry. I'm all down for a poetry moment, a neo soul moment, a vibe. And Naeem was kind of looking at her. It's not for everybody. Naeem was kind of looking like, what is this? Because she started talking about fellatios and busting open and all. Number one, I feel like when you're in a poetic vibe, you have to set the tone. in the atmosphere and just outside in the open with some man that you're not really even feeling and he ain't really feeling you made it seem awkward. But I didn't like how he turned his nose up because I'm judging. Sir, you got 5 kids. You got 5 kids. Don't make it seem like you above erotic poetry because something about you likes to get it on. So whatever. Um, what else happened this episode? Rocky also had a moment with Fitz, and we have to address this polygamy hashtags, polyamorous hashtags. Number one, how do you go on Twitter or TikTok or whatever, Instagram, and figure out what hashtags people are following? And how do you follow? I know you can follow hashtags because if you all follow me on Instagram, Kiss My Cheeks TV, whenever I post a picture, when I do my makeup, my daily glam, I don't do it every day like I used to, but whenever I do my glam, I always have a caption of going to work glam or whatever event I'm going to, I put glam at the end of it. And I always use the hashtags melanin popping and hashtag makeup over 40. But I don't know how to follow the hashtag. I know you could, I'm that Gen X in me again, it's that Gen X. I don't even know how to follow a hashtag. Nevertheless, how to figure out what hashtags other people are following. Shout out to the Instagram investigators. But Fritz, I would have never known that about you because I don't know how to do it. But how do I feel about it? He says polygamy or polyamorous relationships are not for him. He was curious about it, so he followed the hashtag to see what it's about. And he realized that it wasn't for him. He was smart a little bit. Talking about, I also follow NASA, but I ain't no damn astronaut. Sir, you ain't have to be smart. We got your point without you being smart. But do I believe it? To me, I don't know. Because people do have the right to be curious and say it's not for me. People do have that right. Something about Fritz, though, I don't believe it, especially after he got smart with it. Like, if he would have just explained it and dropped it, but all that, I follow NASA, I ain't no astronaut, and I follow chicken, but I ain't no chef. You know, all of that, I was like, nah, he lying. He lying. And I don't know. Even if polyamorous relationships aren't for you, it gives off the vibe of you still want to be with more than one woman at a time. And maybe you aren't ready to settle down. I don't know. I liked Fritz from the beginning. Again, after he explained himself, I got it. I would still give him a chance because he was one of the guys that I liked from the beginning. But it's just something about his vibe that is off when he talks about it for me. So I probably would back away from him too. Like, I ain't got time to be getting close to him, and then it be some bullshit on the side. But anyway, so that was Fritz. Anything else happened this episode before we get to the dynamic moment in the vaults? Who else kind of kicked it off? I am happy that people are moving around. By that, we're at episode 4, 5, and I can't tell you who was linked up with who. I think Tay. Oh, we didn't talk about Tay and Fritz. Tay likes Fritz and Camille, but her and Fritz or Francisco, whichever one, muscle guy, had a late night conversation, and he was open enough to tell her that, you know, after his divorce, he got hit really badly financially. He doesn't own a car right now, and he doesn't have his own place, but he's renting a room. I don't know if that means he just has a roommate or if he's in someone's house renting a room. Whichever way, it's better than living with your mama, if you ask me, because at least he's still paying some bills. He's showing some kind of fiscal responsibility. There is a point of life when you've got yourself together as a woman, you pay your own car note, you paying your own rent slash mortgage, whichever, and you can take care of yourself. You might not be in the era. I hate to say era because but anyway, you might not be in that place in life where you're ready to help someone else get to the level you want them to be on. It's different when y'all both in y'all 20s and y'all both figuring out life together and you both struggling together. But when you get in your 40s, you may not have time to build this man up. And who's to say you help build this man up that he gonna stick with you? Because what has history taught us as women? Y'all be building these men up, getting them on their feet, getting them jobs, getting them cars, putting their style clothes together, getting them looking all good, and they on to the next. They on to the next. All that good build up you got to this man, he done giving it to another woman. I personally, if I was single back in the dating market, I wouldn't want to build a man either. It looked like Tay about to give him a chance because they was hugging and crying at the end of this. But I'm not opposed to it either way, because at least he told you he's not asking you for any money. He's not asking to drive your car. Like, we're in 2025. Who's to say that because he doesn't have a car, he gonna be driving yours? There's Uber. Y'all live in Philly, where I'm sure they have public transportation. He been getting around all this time without her. I'm sure he can still get around if they choose to date. He has a room. Okay, well, maybe we can't come spend the night over in your room and he can come spend the night over your house, but he's not trying to move in with you. Is he working? Is he building his career back up? I mean, who knows? He said after his divorce, didn't he move from Chicago back to Philly? I ain't take no notes, but I'm not mad at Tay if she want to give him a chance. And I'm also not mad at Tay if she say, I don't want to build a man, so I'm sorry. So either way, but most importantly, I'm happy he was honest. I'm happy he was honest with her and let her make that decision for herself. Some people say he shouldn't even have been on the show. People can find love in the struggle. People do it all the time. But you got to give people that opportunity to make that decision to see if they want to help you out and love you through that struggle. But anyway, moving on from Frisco, whatever his name is. Let's get to the vault, because this can't be long, because I got to do Housewives and then Survivor in the challenge. And we're going to get through all these lives tonight. And I ain't going to be long because I'm a little bit sleepy after work today. The vault. You know, everybody listing their tops, everybody listing their bottoms. Fritz and Frisco gonna get me confused. One of them needs to go ahead and go home. I believe it's Fritz. He got the dreaded bayang to the side. At least it ain't on his forehead, but it's to the side. He don't like Sahara. Him and Sahara, because they had some kind of ringing the bell competition, and whoever got the most correct got to go on a date of their choosing. It was some crazy questions. They said it on the panel. They were all sexual questions. I wish they were more in depth instead of people's sexual habits, because somebody had sex in a funeral home. Weird. They was talking about licking booty and get on to the dates. Angela won, or Angie won, and she went on a date with Hussein, and they went to a sound bath place. I have never done that. I want to try it just because I want to see if I can lift off and feel like I'm floating. I love any kind of good relaxation treatment. And then Sahara went on a date with Fritz. I didn't understand why Sahara picked him when she already was tripping from the last episode that he copy and paste his text messages. Like, she'll be like, how was your day? And he'll say XYZ. And then the next day she'll be like, hey, how was your day? XYZ. Look, some people do the same stuff every day. How about every day you don't text him how was his day and you start with your day? Maybe you should stop texting him that question. I don't know. But clearly, if he copy and pasted his answers and you felt some kind of way about it last week, You were having a good time with Cam. Why didn't you ask Cam? Cam is the other firefighter, I hope. Why didn't you ask him out on a date? Because that's the one you were vibing with. It's very clear you don't like Fritz. Because you just invited him out to this pedicure party and you just read him up and down about copying and pasting text again. I'm like, girl, you done wasted a whole date. Because now Fritz is over in the ladies' lounge campaigning for you to go home. I forgot who was sitting next to, but he like, we getting Sahara up out of here, right? You putting Sahara in our bottom, right? Because it's 2 people get to go. She gonna be one of them, right? And he was saying it loud enough for Cam and the other guys across the vault to hear. Cam, who had Sahara as one of his tops, but I think Cam likes Rose the best, but he gonna play around with Sahara for them votes because his ass was in the bottom the other week. So he's gonna play around with Sahara so he can continue to get at least 2 votes in that lady lounge every week. We see what you're doing, Cam. I recognize the game when I see it. But Cam was like, what we not gonna do is campaign for Sahara to go. What we not gonna do is tell everybody who to vote for. And Fritz is like, I ain't tell nobody who to vote for. I'm like, sir, it was on camera. This wasn't something you did in the back. Sir, you were right here in the vault on camera campaigning for Sahara to go home. Somebody else piped up about it. And he talking about I wouldn't. People had their own opinions and they wanted to vote Sahara. I ain't telling them what to do. I mean, you didn't necessarily say vote for Sahara. You just was kind of like, Sahara in your bottom, right? We about to get her up out of here. I ain't mad at it because this ain't the first time Ready to Love has turned into Survivor. Matter of fact, Ready to Love ain't nothing but a season of Survivor. But instead of being out on the island starving and begging for rice, y'all out here kissing in the mouth and begging for attention. Love Island Survivor. That's all it is. And y'all create these alliances because it don't be no damn connections. And Tommy talking about this the best season or show to be on to find a husband or find a wife. And we only seen maybe 2 people get married because I don't really follow Joy and Clifton. Are they married? We know Cornelius and the other girl, I forgot her name, got married. But is anybody else? This seemed like the show to come embarrass yourself. To be standing alone by that damn Ferris wheel. Anyway, because y'all be finding love at that Ferris wheel, but then a reunion come out 2 months later and y'all hate each other. But that'd be the best part. That'd be the best part. Anyway, moving on. So we at the ladies' lounge. It's 3 ladies look like they're gonna be up for elimination. Rocky, because she just the homegirl vibe. I think some of the men did say they just aren't attracted to her. Girl, I don't like your outfits, and I feel like you don't put no brush through that head. But I ain't have to say all that. But I like your spirit. I love her personality and her attitude. I would love to hang out with somebody like Rocky. So Rocky is up. Coley is up because Coley can't go beneath the surface. She think if she walk up and slink up to you in her tight clothes and kiss you in the mouth, she got you under some kind of spell. Girl, half the women out here got some tight clothes and a big booty and can wrap a man in a spell. So you ain't the only one. And then of course Sahara is up. A lot of men don't like Sahara because of her attitude. I think she's just one of those point blank period type of girls. And I think I get Sahara because most of the people that I call my best friend act just like Sahara. Most of the people that I get along with the best, and it's probably because my mother is like this. I was talking to my best friend, like my mother is one of those no filter type of persons. Like she don't put no sugar on what she got to say. She gonna say it. If she hurt your feelings, she might apologize for how she said it, but she ain't never gonna apologize for what she said because she said what she said. My best friend is like that. My favorite line sister is like that. No shade to the other ones, but everybody know who I hang out with the most. I mean, I am really cool with no filter type of people. So I get Sahara. I don't understand. I don't understand why the men don't like it, but whatever. It's a cliffhanger, y'all. We don't know who going home. Who do y'all think going home? I'm going to vote that Sahara stays for the drama alone. Because next week, you know, Cam is gonna run it back to Sahara that Fritz, is that his name? Fritz was in the vault campaigning for her to go home. Sahara is gonna cuss his ass out. That's gonna be some good TV. And then campaign for Fritz to go home, because who wants Fritz but the big boob girl who has ugly outfits? I can't remember your name, ma'am, but I like you. I just wish you had better fashions. Anyway, we gonna see next week. It should be good. It's a double elimination. I hope they get the send 2 men home, because go ahead and sweep Naheem up and get him out. I'm telling y'all gonna fuck around with all these other men and be stuck with the 3 kids and 5 baby mamas, or however it go. Y'all gonna be stuck with Naheem ass at the Ferris wheel, looking crazy. But anyway, I'm about to get off of here. It's time to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you care about Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was the premiere. You will be whooshed into the next live. I did put the redirect on. We're going to get right into Real Housewives of Atlanta. And after Real Housewives of Atlanta, you'll be whooshed into the Challenge Survivor Live. And we're going to get into that. So like, comment, share, subscribe. It's going to be a long season. I haven't been watching Family or Fiance, y'all. I'm about 3 episodes behind. It's too much stuff on TV, and I have not been watching Beyond Them Gates. It's too much stuff on TV. I can't keep up. But when I catch up, we gonna catch up. So I'll see y'all in a few seconds for Atlanta. If not, I'll see y'all next week for the next episode of Ready to Love. Y'all have a good one. Bye.